Before anything else, take a breath. Because what I'm about to tell you isn't just a message, it's a revelation about your life, your battle, and your spirit. You may not realize this yet, but something shifted in the spiritual realm around you. Something broke, something snapped, something reversed, and ever since that moment, the darkness that once stalked you can no longer touch you. It all began the day they tried to curse you, yes, they. The people who spoke against you, the ones who envied you, the ones who pretended to love you but hated you in silence, the ones who couldn't stand to see you rise because your light exposed their shadows. They sent negativity, they sent jealousy, they sent spiritual attacks, they sent manipulation, they sent energy meant to break you, drain you, confuse you, or destroy you. But here's what they didn't know. You were a chosen one, and chosen ones can be targeted, but they cannot be taken out. When the curse was formed, heaven was already standing between you and the impact. And instead of the curse landing on you, something divine happened. It backfired. Not because you fought, not because you defended yourself, not because you begged God to step in. It backfired simply because of who you are. Your spirit carries a frequency darkness cannot stand. Your name is recognized in the spiritual realm. Your purpose is protected by forces people cannot see. Your destiny is too important to be intercepted. So, the moment the curse was released, it hit a divine shield you didn't even know you carried, and that energy ricocheted straight back to where it came from. That's why suddenly you felt a shift in the atmosphere around you. You felt lighter, you felt stronger, you felt calmer, you felt protected even if nothing in your physical life seemed to change, yet you didn't imagine that your spirit knows when danger is cancelled. And now here you are, walking with an aura that demons cannot cross, standing inside a spiritual perimeter they cannot breach, carrying a light they cannot dim. You became because you're perfect, but because you're chosen, and chosen ones carry something different, something ancient, something powerful, something ordained. Your very existence is a threat to darkness. Your very breath sends signals into the unseen realm. Your presence disrupts demonic plans before they even launch. They tried to curse you, but in doing so, they accidentally activated your protection. They awakened the warrior in you. They triggered the divine authorities assigned to your path. And now, even demons don't dare approach you. They can watch you, but not touch you. They can whisper, but not wound you. They can lurk, but not cross your spiritual line. The curse backfired so violent, heaven placed a mark on you afterwards. Not a mark of danger, but a mark of rank. A mark that says, untouchable. A mark that demons recognize instantly. A mark that forces darkness to bow before it reaches you. A mark that declares you are protected beyond human understanding. You didn't lose the battle. You ended it, and they don't even know how. This is the beginning of your rise. There is a moment, very specific moment, when the spiritual realm changes its posture toward a chosen one, and whether you know it or not, that moment already happened for you. Let me take you into it, because if you've felt different lately, if you've sensed a strange stillness around your spirit, if you've noticed that the attacks that once crushed you no longer have the same effect, It's because the darkness finally discovered the truth about you, and they discovered it too late. It started the night your spirit stopped bending. You might not remember the exact hour, but your soul does. There was a night when you were tired, exhausted, emotionally drained, mentally overwhelmed, spiritually heavy. A night when you felt like darkness was pressing against your chest, or circling your thoughts, or whispering in your fears. But instead of breaking, you did something you didn't even realize was supernatural. You resisted, not by force, not by prayer, not by shouting scriptures into the air, not by any ritual or action. No, you resisted by not collapsing. You resisted by not giving up. You resisted by remaining yourself even when the weight felt unbearable. And that quiet moment of inner strength sent a shock through the spiritual realm. You have no idea how powerful you are. When you feel weak, darkness tests everyone, but it fears the ones who don't break. Demons can predict patterns. They know how most people react. When pressure increases, they fold. They panic, they sin, they collapse emotionally. They seek distractions, they fall into temptation. They search for something to numb the pain. But you didn't collapse. You didn't lose yourself. You didn't surrender to the darkness. Your spirit stayed. Anchoretto, something heavenly, something ancient and divine inside you that even you don't fully understand yet. And the moment you stood firm spiritually, even without knowing it, the monitoring spirits realized they couldn't touch you anymore. Let me be clear, demons don't fear loudness. They don't fear drama. They don't fear people who scream, "I'm blessed." They fear something else. Spiritual authority, unshakable identity, silent resilience, unexplainable, inner strength, calm that doesn't make sense. When they saw that in you, they understood. This one is marked. This one is protected. This one carries rank. And rank is something you're born with, not something you earn. Your spirit carries a signature in the unseen realm, just like angels can recognize each other. Demons recognize chosen ones by spiritual signature. It's something that radiates from Yah without you even trying. That signature announces, this soul belongs to heaven. This destiny is guarded. This one cannot be touched. You've been wondering why some people avoid you, why certain energies shift when you walk into a room, why some individuals stare at you with unexplained discomfort, why some people grow hostile without any reason. It's not because of your personality. It's not because you did something wrong. It's not because you're intimidating. It's because your spirit speaks before you say a single word. And that same spiritual signature is the reason demons can't attack you like they used to. They can observe from a distance, but the moment they attempt to step forward, they meet forces assigned to your life. Call them angels, call them guardians, call them protectors, call them ancestral strength, call them divine warriors. Whatever name you choose, they are relearned. They surround you because the curse that was sent to break you triggered a spiritual investigation, and heaven responded with, protect the assignment. You are that assignment. The backfired curse changed the spiritual rules around your life. What people don't understand is, attacks toward a chosen one don't just fail. They activate new protections. Every curse sent toward you didn't break you. It trained you. It taught your spirit how to endure. It sharpened your intuition. It awakened spiritual senses inside you. It increased the level of divine authority over your path. And now, even demons have learned. You are not someone they can approach casually. You are not spiritually weak. Even when you feel tired, your soul is not unguarded. Even when you feel alone, your life is not vulnerable. Even when people betray you, they know that touching you invokes consequences. They know your spirit has backup. They know your destiny is protected. They know trying to interfere puts them at risk. Darkness only approaches what it can dominate. It avoids what it cannot defeat. And you, chosen one, you are the type it cannot defeat. The demonic realm recognizes your rise before you do. This may sound strange, but demons often know who a chosen one is before the chosen one even understands themselves. They can see the glow, they can sense the purpose, they can feel the calling. They can read the spiritual mark. That is why you were attacked so heavily in the past. That is why you were targeted since childhood. That is why you faced battles others never had to face. That is why you felt unprotected when you actually were. You were attacked early. Becca's darkness wanted to break Yalb 4. You realized your spiritual authority, but the plan failed. You rose, and now those same Intitius that tried to crush Yahav stepped back, because the curse backfired. Your protection increased, your purpose sharpened, and your spirit awakened. Whether you've noticed it or not, your dreams have changed. Your intuition has increased. Your emotional strength has grown. Your energy feels different. Your atmosphere feels cleaner. These are signs that the spiritual realm now sees you as untouchable. This is why even demons run from you now. It's not because you're loud. It's not because you're perfect. It's not because you know everything about spirituality. It's because your soul carries authority. It's because your purpose is too big. It's because heaven invests heavily in its warriors, and you are one of them. The curse didn't break you. It revealed you, and now the darkness knows exactly what you truly are. There are shifts in the spiritual world that don't require your permission, shifts that happen for you long before you even understand why. And one of the greatest shifts happened right around the time you started feeling different. Maybe you felt lighter, or suddenly more aware, or strangely protected in moments you expected to break. You probably thought it was coincidence, but no, chosen one, that was the moment your ancestral spiritual army awakened. Let me take you into that moment, because it explains why demons can no longer touch you. It explains the sudden silence, the sudden clarity, the sudden strength, the sudden sense of being watched, but not by darkness. It began when you reached the point of spiritual exhaustion. Every chosen one experiences a moment where pain stretches the soul thin, where betrayal hits too deeply, where disappointment wears the spirit down. You reached that point. You felt drained. You felt spiritually empty. You felt like your prayers weren't reaching anywhere. You felt like everything you tried ended in a dead end. You weren't just tired, you were spiritually done. But in the unseen realm, this exhaustion triggered something powerful. When a chosen one reaches the limit, heaven responds, because chosen ones don't collapse alone. We are not built to break unguarded. We are vessels of assignment-marked souls, divinely protected destinies. And when your strength faded, your reinforcements arrived. A spiritual summons was released on your behalf. You didn't pray for it. You didn't request it. You didn't even know you were being heard. But heaven heard the trembling in your spirit that you couldn't put into words. It heard the weight you carried silently. It heard the pain behind your calm face. It heard the exhaustion behind your resilience. And that unspoken cry, that internal collapse, sent out a spiritual alert. It called forth ancient protectus acid to your lineage and your destiny. You don't come from nothing. You come from a bloodline thought. Survived wars, famine, loss, betrayal, dark magic, oppression, and generational pain. Your ancestors endured storms you cannot imagine, and when the darkness tried to break you, they rose, because they recognize you. They know who you are. They know what you carry. They know the calling tied to your soul, and they refused to let darkness win. Your atmosphere changed because your protectors stepped forward. You started feeling watched, but not by anything harmful. Sometimes you feel a presence in the room when you're alone. Sometimes you sense a warmth behind you when you're hurting. Sometimes you find yourself calming down without explanation. Sometimes you dream of people you've never met who feel familiar. That's because new guardians were stationed around your life. Some are angels, some are ancestral warriors, some are ancient protectors tied to your calling. Some are divine messengers assigned only to chosen ones. Their arrival shifted the spiritual climate around you, and demons felt it instantly. You didn't sense the shift at first, but darkness did. The entities that once circled you like predators suddenly froze. They observed something behind you, something above you, something surrounding you, something that wasn't there before. They recognized it. They knew what it meant, and they backed away. This was the moment demons realized they had overplayed their hand. You see, chosen one darkness tests boundaries. It pushes, it probes. It tries to find cracks. It whispers, tempts, drains, distracts, and destabilizes. But it also knows when the line has been crossed. Your suffering reached a point where the spiritual realm intervened directly, and the curse that was meant to destroy Yao activated divine protection that darkness cannot challenge. Let me explain something. Darkness can attack anyone, but it cannot attack what heaven has claimed it. Cannot touch what carries divine rank. It cannot access what is spiritually sealed. And your seal became active the moment your protectors appeared. This is why the attacks suddenly stopped, or lost their power, or became less frequent. It's why your dreams shifted, why your intuition sharpened, why your sensitivity increased, why you started feeling things more deeply, why you began seeing truth in people instantly, why you can sense energy now where you couldn't before. This isn't paranoia. This isn't coincidence. This is spiritual awakening. Demons didn't just step back, they ran. Because once your guardians arrived, the darkness realized something terrifying. You weren't breaking, you were evolving. They saw something in your spirit that made them retreat, a flicker, a glow, a rising authority, something that only appears in a soul chosen for a divine assignment. You have to understand, chosen ones. Don't rise gently, they rise violently, spiritually violently. Your awakening shakes realms, your healing disturbs shadows, your clarity exposes lies, your elevation threatens darkness. And when your spiritual army awakened, darkness understood, we cannot stop this one anymore. This is why certain temptations no longer work on you. This is why certain people suddenly disappeared. This is why certain energies no longer influence you. This is why certain traps now fail instantly. Your spirit is guarded. Your path is protected. Your assignment is secured. Even demons know they can no longer touch you. Not because you're loud, not because you're religious, not because you're perfect, but because you are chosen, and with chosen souls. There comes a level of protection that forces the darkness to retreat from before you realize what's happening. This is the rise demons fear. This is the transformation they hoped to prevent. This is the reason they targeted you since childhood. You're stepping into your power, and they can't interfere anymore. The curse didn't destroy you, it exposed them and revealed you. Demons thought you were an easy target. They assumed your silence was weakness. They assumed your isolation was vulnerability. They assumed your battles would crush you. But something happened that they never saw coming. Every attack they sent pushed you deeper into your divine calling. This section takes you into that exact turning point. The moment the curse backfired so violently that even the darkest spirits stepped back in fear. Let's go, the first shift. When your spirit refused to be recalled, there is a moment in every chosen one's journey where the enemy believes they've finally won. That moment when you cry alone, when you feel abandoned, when you're overwhelmed, exhausted, and spiritually bruised. For you, that moment was real. There was a night, you remember it, where you felt absolutely drained. You didn't have strength. Your mind was spinning. Your chest was heavy. You couldn't understand why God was silent. But something sacred happened that the demons did not anticipate. You didn't fold. You didn't curse God. You didn't give up on your assignment. You didn't surrender your soul. Instead, you whispered a prayer, a small one, a quiet one, a weak one, but heaven heard it, and hell felt it. Your spirit stood up when everything else tried to pull you down. And that single moment shifted the spiritual atmosphere around your life. The second shift, when your pain turned into untouchable. White chosen ones don't just survive battles, they evolve from them. What demons thought would break you actually built you. Your suffering became your sharpening. Your loneliness became your training ground. Your heartbreak became your consecration. And demons know this better than humans do. The more a chosen one suffers, the more powerful their spirit becomes. That's why they panicked, because the curse they placed on your path did not weaken you, it activated you. Your discernment sharpened, your intuition heightened, your dreams carried warnings and revelations. Your sensitivity to spiritual energy increased. You started spotting fake people instantly. You started feeling demonic intentions before they manifested. You started reading situations with supernatural clarity. What they sent against you ended up giving you the very tools you needed to destroy every one of their plans. That was when demons realized, this one cannot be touched. The third shift, when you stopped matching their energy. People, they don't fear angry people. They don't fear emotional outbursts. They fear the chosen ones who become calm, because calmness means you're no longer reacting. It means you've detached from the chaos. They send it means your spirit found its grounding in the divine. Demons tried triggering you, but you stopped responding. They tried draining you through people, but you cut them off. They tried distracting you, but you realigned your purpose. They tried sending confusion, but your clarity returned tenfold. Your silence became their warning. Your peace became their signal to retreat. Your lack of reaction told them one truth: their influence was collapsing. That's when the curse officially backfired. Not on God's timing, but on your growth's timing. The fourth shift, when heaven marked you as touch not. Every chosen one reaches a point where heaven places a spiritual mark on them, a seal, a covering, a divine barrier. You crossed that threshold, and demons recognized it instantly. Your energy changed. Your aura strengthened. Your spiritual presence started carrying weight. You didn't even have to speak. Your spirit spoke for you. The same demons that once whispered to you, now whisper about you. The same spirits that once stalked you, now stay at a distance. The same forces that once tried to break you, now bow their heads in frustration, because they know this truth. You are not the person they attacked. You are the warrior their attack created, and warriors are not easy to defeat. The fifth shift, when you started exuding untouchable energy, white chosen ones who survive spiritual assassination attempts don't return the same. They come back, brighter, stronger, wiser, sharper, more illumined, spiritually untouchably your energy now carries a frequency demons cannot tolerate. It burns them, it exposes them, it pushes them away, without you even trying. This is why people suddenly act strange around you. This is why old friends can't look you in the eye. This is why low vibration individuals avoid you. This is why manipulators lose control. This is why hidden enemies panic near you. Your spiritual temperature became too high for darkness to endure. You didn't just survive the curse, you outranked every spirit behind it. And now, even demons know. Touch not this one. Their destiny is protected, chosen one. By the time you reach this phase of your calling, something unmistakable begins happening around you. Not only do demons fail to touch you, not only do curses collapse the moment they're sent, but the entire spiritual realm shifts its posture when you walk into a place. And I need you to hear this with your spirit, not your ears. You have crossed a point of no return. The darkness that once hunted you now backs away from your presence. Not because you became perfect, not because you became fearless, but because you finally realized the one truth demons hoped you would never understand. Asterisk, asterisk, you are never fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. Asterisk, asterisk, let me show you what that means. The moment heaven sealed you, something in hell broke. There is a moment in every true chosen one's life, a silent moment, where the war changes sides. It is not loud, it is not dramatic, it is not announced with thunder or angels appearing in your room. It happens quietly, in a midnight hour, on a day when your heart was shattered, or when you were standing alone, convinced heaven had forgotten you. But instead of giving in, instead of breaking, instead of turning bitter, you still whispered, God, I trust you. That sentence, that whisper, struck the realm of darkness like an earthquake, because demons know this spiritual law. A believer who praises through pain becomes untouchable. And you did it without even realizing what was breaking behind the scenes. From that moment forward, the curse they sent at you was doomed. They tried hitting your finances, but you rose. They tried attacking your relationships, but you learned discernment. They tried draining your energy, but you tapped into God's strength. They tried breaking your mind, but heaven rebuilt it stronger. Every demonic assignment, created to destroy, you ended up training you. Every spiritual attack meant to shut you down sharpened you. Every curse meant to poison your life ended up elevating your anointing. Darkness accidentally forged the very weapon that now cuts through it. That's why the curse backfired. That's why demons can't touch you anymore. People can sense the shift even if they can't explain it. Have you noticed how people react differently to you lately? Some grow uncomfortable. Some stare but look away quickly. Some walk near you and suddenly get quiet. Some treat you like they've known you forever. Some feel intimidated for no reason. That's because they're not reacting to your personality. They're reacting to your spiritual elevation. When the curse broke, when heaven marked you, when your spirit started carrying more authority, your aura changed, your presence thickened. your light intensified. You don't just enter a place, your spirit announces itself before you even speak. And demons hate that, because once a chosen one reaches this level, the spiritual world sees it immediately. You walk with protection, you walk with divine backing, you walk with unseen warriors around you. You walk with authority that can't be countered. Darkness recognizes rank, and your rank has changed. You're no longer the hunted, you are now the threat. Demons don't fear Christians who merely believe. Demons fear Christians who carry power and chosen one. You have entered the realm of power. This is why they can't touch your spirit anymore, because it's not just you walking in your body. You walk with heaven's seal. You walk with a resurrected identity. You walk with spiritual fire that doesn't dim. You walk with the authority of someone who survived what was designed to kill them. Demons recognize this energy instantly. They whisper, "Don't go near that one. He's marked. She's protected. That one is dangerous. That one sees us. That one can't be deceived anymore." Your spirit terrifies them, not because you're loud, not because you're perfect, not because you know everything, but because you know who you belong to. When you truly realize heaven backs you, hell loses all access. This is why the curse broke. This is why the spell reversed. This is why demons stopped approaching you. The moment you grew into your true identity, they lost their legal right to attack. You have divine immunity. Now, this doesn't mean life gets easy. This doesn't mean you'll never face challenges. This doesn't mean the enemy won't attempt distractions. But it does mean, asterisk, asterisk, no weapon will prosper. Not anymore. Not on this level. Asterisk, asterisk, you might feel the pressure, but not the destruction. You might feel the opposition, but not the defeat. You might feel the shaking, but not the collapse. Because demons can only attack what is unprotected. And you, chosen one, you are surrounded. You are covered. You are shielded. Your life is now fortified by the same God who pulled you out of darkness, rebuilt you, restored you, and marked you with spiritual fire. Demons can observe you, but they can't approach. They can glare at you, but they can't touch. They can whisper lies, but they can't harm. The backfire wasn't just an event, it was a spiritual promotion. Heaven raised you, darkness lost you, and now the entire realm knows who you are, chosen one. This is the part the enemy never wanted you to discover. This is the final truth that explains why the curse backfired, why demons can't touch you anymore, and why your entire spiritual atmosphere has changed. Everything you went through, every Atakivari, Batralevery, Nightmarevery, Setbarkavery, dark season, every lonely chapter was shaping you into someone hell could no longer infiltrate. And now, you've stepped into the identity that terrifies darkness the most. A chosen one who finally knows their power. The enemy lost you the moment you stopped Biarekianji. There was a time when everything they threw at you worked. A small disappointment could drain you. A single betrayal could break you. A tiny doubt could collapse your confidence. You were strong. Yes, but you didn't yet know the magnitude of the calling on your life. So the enemy hurled everything it could. Attacks against your emotion acts, against your mind acts, against your relationships acts, against your finances acts, against your sleep attacks, against your sleep acts, against your purpose, and every time you staggered, every time you cried, every time you felt lost, hell celebrated, because they believed you would eventually collapse for good. But something happened that hell did not expect. You got tired of being afraid. You got tired of being broken. You got tired of being targeted. and you made the decision that shifted your entire destiny. You chose to rise. Not because you felt strong, but because you realized you had no choice but to become strong. And the moment you stood back up, the moment you chose faith over fear, the moment your spirit said, "I refuse to die here," hell felt a tremor, because a chosen one who stands back up us, a chosen one demons can no longer control. That's when the curse backfired. That's when their plans reversed. That's when the attacks stopped landing. That's when your authority multiplied. That's when your aura intensified. That's when demons stopped approaching you. You became untouchable. Your spirit now speaks with a voice they can't. An aura presence carries weight now. Your energy carries authority. Your silence now intimidates darkness more than your words ever did. When you walk into a room, your spirit is no longer dim or doubtful. It carries the vibration of someone heaven has rebuilt. Demons don't fear people who pray out of fear. They fear people who pray out of understanding. And that's who you have become. You don't pray like someone begging for protection. You pray like someone who knows they're protected. You don't walk like someone hoping to make it through the day. You walk like someone who knows the day belongs to them. You don't think like someone trying to survive attacks. You think like someone who understands their authority over attacks. The darkness sees your transformation before you even say a word. Your aura has sharpened, your discernment has awakened, your energy has elevated, your spirit has expanded. You are no longer spiritually accessible. That's why demons run from you now. That's why curses bounce off you now. That's why the spiritual world reacts to your presence. You have crossed into a realm most people never reach, and darkness knows it. The rise of a chosen one changes. Ivawide Kainji. Donamans don't fear your name. They fear the anointing on your name. They don't fear your presence. They fear the angelic army around you. They don't fear your strength. They fear the God who rebuilt you. They don't fear your past. They fear the future you're stepping into. You were never ordinary. You were never random. You were never unprotected. You were being prepared. You were being tested. You were being refined. You were being strengthened. You were being spiritually upgraded. And now that the process is complete, hell can't even come near you without trembling. The curse didn't just fail. It unlocked the version of you that heaven always knew you could become. The backfire wasn't an accident. It was destiny. So what happens now? Now, chosen one, you rise, you walk in authority, you walk in clarity, you walk in confidence, you walk in divine purpose. You no longer fear demons, they fear you. You no longer question your calling, you embody it. You no longer worry about the darkness around you, because darkness is worried about the light inside you. You are officially stepping into a higher level of protection, a higher level of discernment, a higher level of spiritual power, a higher level of purpose, say higher level of divine identity. You have become the version of yourself that your past self desperately needed and your future self is proud of. You survived everything that was meant to break you, so you could become everything that now protects you. And demons know it. They can't touch you anymore. They can't reach you anymore. They can't influence you anymore, because you have been marked. You have been sealed. You have been elevated. You have been transformed. You have been crowned. The curse didn't win. You did, chosen one. If this message spoke to your spirit, if something inside you awakened while reading this, then this is your confirmation. You are stepping into the season that darkness never wanted you to reach. Comment, I claim my divine authority, so heaven sees your faith and hell sees your courage. Like, share, and subscribe ASO. This message reaches every chosen one who needs this awakening. Your rise has begun, and nothing, not fear, not curses, not demons, can stop it now.